welcome to your mat. Today's tips and modifications to help you with your practice is all about chair. I'm Allison, and I'm owner of Serenity Yoga Studio, and we're going to go ahead and set up chair. So chair, or Utkatasana, and I usually tell my students by the time you get done with this, from holding it so long you'll have your own name for it, is an intense pose. There's fire, heat building, everything. But a common mistake that I see with people is often their knee kind of juts out when they're taking their twist. So I want you to grab a block if you have one at home, or if you're ever at a studio, make sure you have a block just in case you need it, because blocks are our friends. All right, so in Utkatasana chair pose, you want to toe heel your feet together, bend your knees, and you want to sink down in your chair. Now you want to make sure that your knees are not protruding over your toes. Usually you can feel it in your ankles. If you feel it right there, then you want to shift your shins back and bringing the weight into the heels. And a good indication is if you can kind of see your toes. Now, oftentimes I see people kind of jut their chest forward and duck their butt. You want to make sure you're drawing your tailbone down. So I always say, imagine that you have some kind of heavy device on your sacrum and draw the tailbone down so that flattens the back. So shins are back, tailbone's drawing down, reaching your arms up. Now, if this is too much compression in your shoulders, you can always be here in your chair, but just make sure you're not jutting your chest out. Tailbone is heavy, nice little scoop, arms are up. We're gonna take a breath in. On your breath out, bring your hands to heart center. Look to your left. You're gonna hook your right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Now you want to make sure you look down at your knees and your right knee isn't working out past your left knee. If that's the case, just take your left index finger and kind of push it back so the knees are parallel. You want to make sure your left elbow is up to the sky, and if you're doing it the other way, then it would be the right. You want to try to drag your palm away from your hand. It's not going to go, but just giving yourself that momentum on the exhale, twisting and opening. So oftentimes, I see people just be here, and they're laying their belly on their chest. You want to make sure you have a lot of room, because the whole idea of in yoga is to find energy moving. So if you're dumping in, then you're not moving the energy. So toe heeling the feet together, bending your knees, making sure you're shifting the weight into your heels. Tailbone is heavy, hands to your heart. Look to your left, hook that right elbow. Take a breath in. On the breath out, draw your navel in and up and taking that twist. Now, gaze can be directly at someone's head, or if you have a mobility in your cervical, your neck, you can look up. Again, looking down to make sure your knees are together. And then slowly on the inhale, come back to center. I often see people pitch forward when they come back. Again, you want to make sure your spine is straight. Tailbone heavy, shins back, so you feel that fire in your thighs. If taking your elbow to the outside of your left knee is not available and you can't get it down, that is okay. You can always use a block. Block can serve as a third knee. So you would stick it right in between your thighs, keep it out a little bit, squat down, shins back, hands to heart center, and you're gonna look to your left, and then you're just gonna hook your right elbow onto your block. Squeeze the block. Take your breath in. On the breath out, take the twist. And then come back to center, rise to stand. If using the block still isn't available for you and you have limited mobility in getting that shoulder to the outside of the knee, you can always be here. Shifting the shins back, tailbone down, hands to the heart, and just twist this way. Especially if you're pregnant, you want to make sure this is your option, not really twisting fully into this pose. But you can just be here. There are tons of modifications in yoga, so never let your restrictions keep you from coming to your mat. I'm Allison. Have an awesome Monday. Namaste.